Oh, hi, my sweet little garbanzo beans. My hair is crazy. I can't get to do what I want, but that's okay. We're all good here. How are y'all doing? Let me just fix this angle a little bit. So sorry. I'm gonna be changing it up as we go because we have some exciting. I can't get this one. All right, hold this thought. I'm really sorry, guys, but this is gonna drive me nuts for literally the entire reading. It's going all dark brown on me. All right. There we go. That's good enough. We're good enough with that. Anyway, how are you guys doing? Fixing, I got the new Starry Night setup. Yeah, so today's reading is just like, I feel like it's chill, but I guess that's, chill is in the eye of the beholder kind of a deal. So today's reading is going to be like a general spiritual guidance reading. But with this specific focus that it's going to be asking what doorway is spirit opening for you. And I was inspired to do this because I'll show you guys, it's on my altar of this beautiful little painted rock my bestie made for me. She's so talented. If I remember, I will link her Instagram in the description box, but if I forget, I'm really sorry. Or if she's not cool with that, I'm really sorry. So anyway, this is what inspired me though, because she had that beautiful little rock with the doorway. This is a timeless reading, but to be fair, at the time I'm filming it, this has not been the easiest year for people. And I think that we could all kind of benefit from looking to the future with excitement and positivity and enthusiasm. So I kind of wanted to look at what doorways spirit is opening for you with that in mind. So we had 3 options to choose from today. What I'm going to do, I'm going to cough, I guess. What else I'm going to do is I have 3 oracle decks that you can choose from, and these are in the thumbnail. We have the numerology guidance cards as group 1. You guys, I forgot my words. For group 1, we also have the sacred geometry activations oracle for group 2. Fun fact, this is my first oracle deck, and it has a very special place in my heart. And then we have the wisdom of the oracle for group 3. Like I said, these are also in the thumbnail, and I think in the thumbnail I had little like charming things on them. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. You guys, I should have had this ready to go. That's my bad. So yeah, in the thumbnail, group 1 had this cute little armadillo. He doesn't have a name yet. I kind of call him Arnie, like unofficially. It's like one of those situations where you're convinced somebody has a different name than what it is. Like my mom did that with this woman who worked at the bank for years. I guess her name was like Roberta, but my mom thought her name was Karen, so she called her Karen for like a solid 2-3 years. It was a long time. This woman was just like sweetheart, did not have the heart to correct her. Anyway, so potentially Arnie. If you guys have an idea for a better name, please leave it in the comments because I'm very open to suggestions. And I feel like he's open to renaming. He seems very agreeable, amenable. Agreeable Arnie, amenable Arnie. It doesn't have to be an A name. I was just inspired because of the aardvark. Anyway, group 2 is this lovely kind of like angelic figure. Let's see if I can hold that in place. She also doesn't have a name, but I feel like she doesn't need one. I'm open to suggestions, but she's her own sovereign, beautiful star being, just like all of us. Oh. And then group 3 has this beautiful little butterfly. Sorry, this won't focus. To be fair, I can't really focus either, so I can't get mad at the camera for that. So yeah, take a little bit, think about it if you need to pick your pile. As always, if you're unfamiliar with pick-a-cards, it is recommended to choose with your intuition instead of simply what you're the most drawn to. So like you can do this in a number of ways. Sometimes if I can't choose, I will add up the timestamp numbers and I'll pick based on that, like whatever number has synchronicity to me. You can pick based on the color of the decks. Like I said, we have this like purple indigo kind of a vibe. We have this lovely blue. And then we have, come here, you, this like red swirly Fibonacci spiral kind of an idea. So with each of the decks, I'm going to be pulling a couple of cards to talk about the energy that is being presented to you. And then I'm going to pull some tarot cards. I am using the Light Seers Tarot. All my decks are going to be linked in the description box down below. Ah, God, sorry, that coffee is really, really nice. It's just like, I know I need to quit, but one step at a time. Yeah. Anyway, I had a friend one time tell me, and I love this. He said, little things take time. Or no, sorry, big things take time, but little things seem to happen all at once. And that made me laugh. But yeah, anyway, sorry. I was thinking about that. My whole point is I do need to quit caffeine, but I'm not ready to do it yet. I'm working on some other stuff. We're going to get there. Progress, not perfection. I'm all right. And stop babbling about coffee. So pulling tarot to kind of clarify, and then I'm using the Moonology deck to talk about potential timing or other like supplementary energies at play. So take your time, pause the video if you want, meditate on which option vibes with you, and I think we're ready to get started. What do you guys think? Yeah, I think so too. I'm going to move these out of the way because they are directly in the way. Ready? I'm sorry, it's like moving like this is the Blair Witch Project. I have my lovely little selenite towers. Aren't they beautiful, folks? I'm going to be standing cards up against them, so that's why they're like right up in the foreground. Okay, so starting with the numerology guidance cards in group 1. Hi, group 1. I hope things are going well for you guys. I hope this reading finds you at a time when you need it, and yeah, we can get excited about what's coming in, what's going to be new. I have pre-shuffled the decks beforehand because I'm terrible at shuffling. It's actually pretty sad. It's really bad. So I figured I would save you guys the trouble of having to watch me like awkwardly throw cards at one another and hope that they're well mixed up. So right off the bat, excuse me. Right off the bat, if you picked our lovely little armadillo, our lovely little Artie to be named, I feel like boundaries have been an important thing for you. For some of you, I feel like you need to come out of your shell. So it's really interesting because I don't know if you guys can see, but the eyes painted on are green. They're like really bright green. It actually makes me think of malachite. So I feel like you're somebody that generally sees the world through a very like loving lens. And I feel like this has, this is the type of personality who is a giver, who is really sensitive to others. You might identify as empathic or clairsentient or highly sensitive, but I feel like you just look for the best in other people. And I feel like because of this, sometimes maybe people have kind of crossed your boundaries a little bit or taken advantage of your kindness. And I feel like that's something that Spirit has been trying to bring to your attention. This may be something that you've been working on or something that you're going to be working on. But I feel like this new doorway that's being open is an opportunity to balance that out. Or if you've been working on it, I feel like, like if you've been working on setting good boundaries and really making sure that you protect your energy and that your cup is full, I feel like that's what's allowing this new doorway to open. Or again, if this is something you struggle with, I feel like there's going to be a new doorway opening that where you get, I'm hearing an opportunity to sharpen those skills. So that might sound uncomfortable, but whatever this is going to end up looking like, and we'll see when we pull the cards, I feel like this is to help you kind of to help you like set better boundaries, because I feel like, again, I'm really drawn to the eyes on this little guy. I feel like you see the world in a really beautiful, loving way. You see the best in people. You see the potential for growth with the green energy here too. You see the world through your heart space, and that is a beautiful thing that we need more of. And I feel like Spirit is kind of coming in to help you with your boundaries, or has been helping you with your boundaries, so that way you can continue to be that beautiful, loving presence without getting burnt out or like hardcore taken advantage of. And again, that may be something that's happened for you in the past, but I feel like this is the new opportunity that's coming in for you. So that's very exciting. For a small number of you, I feel like if that's happened in the past and you kind of retreated, I feel like you're getting an opportunity to kind of come out of your shell a little bit. And I know it's not like legitimately a shell, but that's always what it makes me think of. So yeah, let's pull your cards. Okie dokie. I did a big girl shuffle beforehand, so I'm doing like a little shuffle now. Okay, that is one. I try not to look at them. Did you see that? I try not to look at them because I like to be surprised. Okay, so I got your 2. Creativity is at the bottom. So it's a lot of yellow, a lot of joy. I feel like, creating something for yourself that feels stable, that feels safe. So let's see what you got. You got intuition. Okay. 22, master number. Let's see, can we do this? Can you guys see? Yeah, kind of. No. Okay, well, I'll stand it up here and then I'll be able to pick it up a lot so you guys can see. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm like fixing stuff. That's okay, cool. I get so retentive about it. I really shouldn't. I should just talk. Anyway. And then, okay, patience. So right off the bat, we have 22 and we have 2. We have 2 orange cards. So you might be seeing a lot of repeating 2s, 2, 2, 2, 22, 22, 22. This is also very much, and it's really interesting, we had creativity on the bottom because this is very much, orange, divine, feminine kind of energy that's associated with our creativity, our sacral chakra. I'm really drawn to so these cards, I'm trying to see if I can find a good example. Of course I can't. So like, for example, this one, the Merkaba in the middle is it's a different color than the background. So whenever I see on these cards that the Merkaba is the same color as the background, I always feel like there's a sense of like transparency. Woo. Okay. I couldn't speak transparency, and then patience just like fell over like it was dying. So I always feel like there's a sense of transparency, right? There's a lot of things are, in agreement internally and externally. So, and I think it's interesting, as I said that, I had a hard time getting the word transparency out, and patience just like flipped itself over. So you may be dealing with people who are not being super transparent with you. And I feel like with this, you've been very, very patient, but you are almost kind of like, you might be losing your patience a little bit. And again, going back to the little armadillo, this might be you needing to set better boundaries, or you trying to set boundaries, and people, I just get the sense of like tension, and this may be the energy that you're in right now, or the energy that you're going to have to move through to get to this new opportunity. But I feel like the biggest thing that Spirit's kind of highlighting for you is that you're really going to be getting a lot of intuitive hints about the people and the things in your immediate environment. This may have to do because 2s can be about, so 2s are all about balance, they're about duality, they're about they're about harmony, and they're about decisions as well as partnerships. So this can be harmony with other people, but this can also be internal harmony. And again, I'm really drawn to the fact that the Merkaba is the same color as the background in both. So I feel like there's something where there's like discord between your internal state and your external state. And I feel like this is the doorway that's opening for you, is the opportunity to harmonize those. And I do feel like that for some people, for some of you, it's gonna require kind of cutting out certain people or certain situations that are just not suiting you. And I feel like, again, very gentle, loving energy. I feel like you've been very patient with these people. You're trying to give them as many opportunities as possible. But I do feel like your patience is kind of wearing thin. And I think that that's not like necessarily a bad thing, or that's not without reason, right? So yeah, I just gosh, I'm trying to sum up the feeling, I feel like this new opportunity that's coming in is just really going to be a time for you to kind of feel out the territory. So especially with this intuition card, I do have to say, for most of you, if not all of you, if something doesn't feel right with somebody, trust your intuition above all else, right? Because again, this is very loving energy, very gentle energy here. And that's an amazing, beautiful thing. And we want you to keep being that amazing, beautiful person. But in order to be able to do that without getting burnt out or like kind of crushed, for lack of a better word, sorry, it's really, really important to set those boundaries. So if you do have that feeling that something's just not, something's not copacetic, something's not really, somebody's not being, again, transparency was the important word here. Somebody's just testing your patience. They're trying your patience. Oof, that one was just my breath, I promise. I'm sorry. I was breathing with vigor and enthusiasm. If there are people in your your external reality that are threatening your internal peace, this is really spirit giving you an opportunity to deal with that head on, which is very, very uncomfortable, I find. So if you're anything like me, it's really uncomfortable. But this isn't to like be mean. This isn't to torture anybody. This isn't to make you feel bad or make anybody else feel bad, but you are a divine being and you're having a human experience. You are your own unique self-sovereign entity. And you need to be able to look out for you and be able to look out for your own emotional and energetic well-being. And especially if you are that type of personality where you're very loving, you're very giving, you're very, you feel things very deeply, it makes it that much more important to really be confident and competent with setting impeccable boundaries. So I'm going to pull some tarot for you guys because I'm curious, but this is the main message, is really, really trust your intuition. Trust whatever intuitive nudges you're getting. Again, I'm getting this feeling of like gut feeling really, really heavily. So like if something's just like that alarm bell feeling where you're like, follow that, like follow those feelings. Because if something feels off, it probably is. Let's see. Energy's so strong, your cards are passing out. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hold them up with the little animals here, okay? I know you can't really see it. I'll come up with a better camera stitch, but if I waited for things to be perfect, I'd never film at all, and that's silly. So, all right, let's see what tarot you get to kind of clarify what's going on here. I do want to say too, with this energy, with the kind of divine feminine sort of energy here, and the creativity that was at the bottom, if you have been struggling creatively, I feel like you're going to be put in a situation of pressure in order to facilitate a breakthrough. I feel like you're being asked to be very patient with yourself, because I do feel like you are getting downloads and intuitive information about where to go next with this creative project. I feel like with, again, the colors being the same, that bird just flew right by my window. Hi, bird. Anyway, sorry. I feel like with the colors being the same, this is kind of spirit saying you already have the answers within you. You already have the necessary materials. I feel like with the Merkaba kind of energy, there is an activation that needs to take place. So if you are kind of struggling creatively, you are struggling to bring something to life, I do feel like it's coming for you. That sounds a lot more creepy than I mean. I feel like it's coming in, but I feel like, just try to have patience with yourself and patience with the process. Because if this is creative, I feel like this is something big. We have 222, so that would kind of suggest this is part of your soul's path. So again, please, try to be patient with yourself as you go through this kind of process of birthing this thing into existence. And also too, with the armadillo sort of feeling and being in your shell, don't be afraid to kind of come out a little bit and experiment and to really like just kind of stretch your legs, figure out who you are and what you want. I think kind of getting new experiences will help you to kind of unlock something that you need to bring this into fruition. So that's a separate message that just came through. Let's pull you guys some tarot. There we go. Woo! All right. Yeah, I'll show you what they are in a sec. I like to, as much as possible, not look at them until I look at them all together with you guys. We're having an experience. Ooh, okay, yeah, 7 of Wands at the bottom in reverse. So that to me is like the perfect energy for this kind of, these two major themes and major messages. 7 of Wands is all about being defensive, but it's also about standing up for yourself, right? And having the higher ground in doing so. So where it's reversed, this could be saying if you're struggling to set those boundaries and stand up for yourself, this is really, really a time to step into that power. And that also, if this is kind of more of something that you're trying to make, you're trying to create, you're trying to put something out there, this is very like kind of fiery energy. So if you're trying to be, if you're trying to start your own business, if you're trying to be entrepreneurial, if you're trying to be a content creator, an influencer, this is kind of really talking about putting yourself out there and not being shy and not being defensive. And I'm really hearing not being defensive of new experiences and new ideas, right? Because sometimes we get so married to an idea and it's our baby and we're like, we have to do it like this. I know I do that. Like, it's got to be like this. It's got to be perfect. It's got to be, we kind of get this vision in our mind, especially this is very manifesty energy. So if you're trying to manifest something, I feel like this is kind of asking you to be in that delicate balance of knowing exactly what you want, but being open as to how it comes into fruition in your life. So let's see what else we get. So we have, boom, the Emperor. Look at him. He's so stylish. We have the Nine of Swords reversed. Lovely. I like her little pillow. I don't know if it looks dirty, but it looks comfy either way. Anyway. Oh, I just noticed there's like this phantom headboard in the back. I've been using this deck for a hot minute. I just noticed that. Okay. Ace of Swords. Yes. All right, we're going to talk about this in a minute. Oh, and the sun. Beautiful. Okay, no wonder I was feeling all this fire. All right, so Emperor energy. This is Aries energy, by the way. I think it's really interesting that he's sitting on Mars, but it almost kind of looks like a full moon as well. So if you're a fan of tropical astrology, we just had the Aries full moon on October 1st. If you're more of a sidereal astrology person, then we are having the Aries full moon on the 31st. Either way, we're in this kind of Aries moon energy. But so this may have to do with releasing blockages toward moving into your Emperor energy, right? And your Emperor energy is this is divine masculine, which is really interesting because we're talking about divine feminine, and this could really be speaking about coming into greater balance within yourself. So this is like somebody who is take charge, go get him. Like, he just, the Emperor knows what he wants and he don't give a single shit about what anybody else says. The Emperor is just very, very action oriented. And as a result, he often gets exactly what he wants. Oh, it's 2222 on the clock. That's cool. He often gets what he wants because he has I'm going to say fortitude, because I can't say the word that I want to say. But because he has the fortitude, he got the stones to go after it. And this is really, I feel like, talking about that kind of, I feel like these are two separate groups almost, with the Emperor and, pardon my reach, the Nine of Swords reversed. I feel like if you are kind of more of that personality where you're struggling to set boundaries, I feel like what Spirit is opening up for you, the new doorway that Spirit's opening, is one where you're able to set those boundaries, go after what you want, get what you need, and be, kind of take a leadership role in your own life, which that phrase used to make me laugh, but honestly, the more self-work I've been doing lately, I'm like, oh yeah, I get it. Okay, that makes sense. I feel like, again, with a lot of divine feminine energy here, this is asking you to come into balance with that. And to, again, release your anxiety about this. The Nine of Swords is like what keeps us up at night. This is insomnia. This is like sleepless nights. Sorry, my nose itched. This is just like the things that we're worried about all the time. So whatever this situation is, and again, I really feel like this is interpersonal stuff predominantly. Whoever these people are, whatever the situation is, whatever this means for you in your life, I feel like this situation has been stressing you out. Like, you don't know how to talk to them about it. You don't know what to do about it. I keep hearing the phrase, "Am I the asshole?" So I feel like, I get the sense that it's really, really hard for you to discern where your boundaries should be in this situation. Again, you may also identify as like light worker or like starseed, somebody who's here to help really uplift the collective. And in doing so, it can be hard to kind of figure out the boundaries of, where this sort of mundane 3D existence ends and where our 5D consciousness begins. And what I mean by that is that it can be really hard to discern the boundaries between, like, if you went and you Google like how to set good boundaries, or if you ask people like their opinions about like, oh, how would you handle this situation, there is a lot of sad, low vibrational, negative energy that would suggest, just like that would suggest handling things in a way that would cause undue strain, right? So I feel like if you're somebody who's generally a very kind, giving person, if you're a lover, not a fighter, it can be really hard to find good examples of setting healthy boundaries in a way that is not aggressive and low vibrational. And I feel like that's been maybe a challenge, excuse me, a challenge that you've been in. And what Spirit really wants you to know is that, because I'm really drawn to the fact that when the position that they were pulled out in, the Emperor is looking at the Nine of Swords reversed, it's okay to release fear about this. It's okay to take control of your life and get what you need for yourself, and know that that's not selfish, especially if you're the type of person who is naturally prone to wanting to give and wanting to love and nurture and help others. You're never, if that's what lives within your heart, you're never going to abuse that power. And setting boundaries for yourself only gives you more resources, more energy, more strength, more energetic space to give to the people who are going to be open and receptive and who need your help right now. So whereas, when we tangle with people who are constantly draining our energy and aren't open to hearing what we have to say or to meeting in the middle or compromise, all we do is we deplete our own energy and it goes into a situation that bears no fruit. So if that's kind of more the situation you are in, I do feel like Spirit is with you. Spirit is encouraging you to kind of release your anxiety and to really trust your intuition at this time, again, especially about other people. Because once again, I'm really drawn to the fact that he's like looking at her. So I feel like there's this idea of you sitting there sort of kind of surveying what causes you anxiety, what causes you stress, sorry, the lighting's changing, by the way. That's where I live. Again, if we're waiting for perfect, nothing would ever get done. So we're here right now. But I feel like this is kind of you sort of surveying it and being like, sorry, I have a bobby pin stuck in my dreadlocks somewhere. I can feel it, but I can't find it. That's okay. But I feel like this is you just really surveying and kind of asking yourself, what drains you? What makes you feel like this? As simply as I can put it. And I think it's really interesting too. Her entire dress is red, whereas just his shirt is red. And I feel like this is you coming into balance. So it's just like, this process of surveying what makes you feel good, what drains your energy, what adds to your energy, who is truly on your team and in your corner. And honestly, setting those boundaries is the best way to find that out. People who, if you set those boundaries for yourself and say, look, I really need this, or I need to not do that. I need to, I don't like when you talk to me like this, or my favorite one is like, I've noticed we interact like this, and then I'll spell out the pattern and I'll be like, that doesn't work for me. I'd love to hear your ideas about how we can work together to fix that. Because then it's like the nicest way of saying, like, I don't like when you do this. Let's fix it. So I do feel like that's the new doorway that's being opened. I also do sense this is going to make some of you very, very uncomfortable. And like I said, and I am really sorry about that, but this is to help bring you into that Emperor position, help bring you into greater balance. And because I just feel like once you feel very confident with that, very competent in setting good, healthy boundaries, I feel like you're going to be unstoppable. Like, you got this. Oh my God. There's a lot of spiritual, intuitive power here. There's a lot of momentum forward. And I feel like this is kind of like a small crash course to help get you prepared for that next step. Emphasis on crash. Now, I always say that about like my dating history. Like, my dating history is like a crash course in like expansive relationships and learning how to communicate. And the emphasis here is on the word crash. But yeah, so this is really, really exciting. Again, just remember to have patience with yourself. Remember to be authentic to who you are internally, externally, because that's how you attract the people to you and the situations to you that are going to honor you, that are going to give you energy instead of draining it from you. that are going to support you in being your best self. And I feel like, especially if you're going through a personal, I know this is going on forever, I apologize. If you're going through a personal evolution process, that's really, really important. So the other situation that I was seeing where this is a creative project or something you're trying to put out there on the market, like we talked about, being patient and seeking out new experiences, this lines up so perfectly because we have the Ace of Swords and the Sun. So we have more fire energy. This is Leo's energy, by the way. I love this version of the Sun. It's just so pretty. So this is Leo's energy. This is, that's another reason that makes me think it's creative, because that's 5th house and that rules creativity, as well as romance and children. Those are like the kind of the big topics here. So it could have anything to do with, it could have something to do with any one of those. There we go. But I'm really getting the vibe. This is something that you are trying to create. And creative doesn't have to mean like stereotypically creative, doesn't have to be like painting, music, writing. So creative is just anything that you are literally creating, that you are, you are engineering, you are crafting, you are putting out there into the world. So yeah, I feel like what we talked about, so I'm looking at all the symbols on this, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I feel like, like we talked about, getting out there, getting kind of out of your shell, trying some new things, meeting new people is going to give you this new idea. The Ace of Swords, the Ace of Swords is breakthrough, it's victory, it's communication, it's truth, it's new ideas. And that's definitely the vibe I'm getting here, is like, this is, I feel like this is because it's coming from the center, the light's coming out from the center. Like I said, I feel like this is something that's kind of already within you, and that trying these new things, getting out of your comfort zone, is going to help unlock this. And it's just going to, I feel like it's just going to move like really quick. There's another bird. Okay. I'm sorry. The birds are like really distracting. They like fly right outside my window, and then my cat just like stares them down. I don't know what she thinks she's going to do, but she talks a big game. She meows a big game. So this is coming in, and I feel like this is really, really exciting, because this is going to lead to that Sun energy. This is creativity. This may be Kundalini energy with all of like the rainbow colors here, but this is creativity. This is success. The Sun is the most positive card in the tarot. This could be a Leo is coming into your life that helps kind of give you that push or that idea. If you're a Leo, this could be added confirmation. And maybe for some of you, you may have Mercury in Leo, and I really feel like that's going to be, I had to burp, sorry. That's, if that makes us like kind of serve as an extra added communication, you may have a flair for communicating very warmly, effusively. I actually have Mercury in Leo. I just realized that. Oops. Warmly and effusively, as well as uniquely and kind of just really, really creatively. But I feel like this is just going to lead you to success. Like I said, Sun is the most positive card in the tarot, no matter what, and especially when it's upright. This is like, it's going to make you really, really, really happy. I feel like you're going to really be pleased with what you've made, with the people that you meet along the way. This is just awesome. I'm loving this. So the new doorway that Spirit's opening for you is this new concept, this new creative venture, this new thing that you're trying to make. You're getting that idea, that communication, that push. Somebody might be coming in to help you with that. Just remember to be open though, and be patient with the process, because I feel like this is a pretty big thing. I feel like this is like the next chapter in your life. And just as I said, that it was 3333 on the clock. So that was nice. Anyway, I'm going to finish this episode. It doesn't take a million years, but I hope this was helpful. If you want help with your personal situation, I have my Etsy shop link in the description box. And I have a variety of readings there, as well as other spiritual services. But if you don't see something that meets your specific financial or spiritual needs, please DM me, because I'm happy to make a custom reading for you. I also have the links to my Instagram page where I post regular content. Well, yeah, I post regular content. And yeah, like I said, all my decks are linked in the description box in case you're interested in any of them. Thank you so much for joining me, Group 1. I'm wishing you all of the best and most beautiful things that life has to offer. Bye. Okay. Let's move this out of the way. Okay. Group Phew, I accidentally got way too, like, I'm doing the opposite of the home improvement thing with the neighbor where, like, you could only see, like, the bottom half of my face. Anyway, so hi, group 2. You picked this sweet little star-crossed lady. She's just lovely. I love her. She doesn't have a name, but again, I don't know if she needs one. So today, like we talked about, our question is, what doorway is Spirit opening for you coming up? This is exciting. Okay, so I'm using the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle. I had to think about it. I am so sorry. To talk about timing. Okie dokie. So 2 actually just came out. This is perfect. Oh, I'm loving this. We're not talking about timing. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, you guys. To talk about what doorway is being opened for you. So y'all got coherence. This is a number 13, which reduces down to a 4, in case you're a numerological freak like myself. The frequency of coherence supports our ability to harmonize the frequency of the heart with the frequency of the mind for an optimal ability to create the reality that we desire. That's freaking gorgeous. So we got one right there. All right, I'm going to use these little babies to keep them up. And then we got crown chakra. I'm loving this. This is a card 7, in case that is important and significant to you. The frequency of the crown chakra, the violet flower of life, supports our spiritual connection to the universe and our ability to transmute negative energy into light. Yay! Okay, let's this little baby here. Perfect. Okay, so what doorway is being opened for you? I feel like you're getting a lot of downloads at this time. Your intuition is like on point. Like, sorry, they're showing me somebody throwing a dart and hitting a bullseye. So if you're doubting it at any point, there's no need to. So, your intuition's on point. You're getting a lot of downloads. I feel like, this is a weird way to describe this, so please bear with me. I feel like you're getting a lot of signs and synchronicities from places that you don't normally get them from. And there's this element of like, is this actually a sign? Is this a synchronicity? And I feel like this is why this card is coming up to tell you, yes, big, fat, yes. See, even coherence is like, I'm done. Anyway. I didn't expect that. I don't know why. I gotta stop breathing so powerfully. Okay. But I feel like you are with this card with the coherence, because it's the heart and the mind. I feel like there may be issues where you've been going back and forth. And I'm always really drawn to the fact that there are 6 points. This is a hexagonal shape at its core, which I love that word. And I feel like I'm really drawn to the fact that there's green at the very center, right? So I feel like there's something, this is, maybe an issue or multiple issues. It's kind of to do with interpersonal relationships, because 6s can be about that. But this is something where at the heart of the issue, it's like the nucleus of this issue, there is a lot of emotional attachment. And I feel like because it's smaller, you don't always acknowledge it, but it's powerful. It is at the epicenter of this issue. And I feel like whatever this is, there's a lot with the blue here. There's a lot of talking about it potentially. There's a lot of thinking about it though. There's a lot of mental energy that's going into this. And I feel like there's this energy of like, you've thought about everything, right? You've like in your mind, you kind of parceled out all of the pieces and kind of figured out what you think about it, what you think the outcome is going to be. You figured out sort of all of the mental puzzle pieces, but it doesn't feel right. And that's because there is this big, beautiful, little beautiful, but strong, powerful, just like ball of emotion. And I feel like you're being asked to acknowledge that so they can come into balance, because I feel like if you don't, it's going to make it very, very hard to deal with whatever this situation is, right? So you may be going back and forth and doing the head and the heart. I don't know why they're showing me, but they're showing me like Hercules, where it's Meg singing, I won't say I'm in love. So maybe there's somebody that you have feelings for that you don't want to have feelings for. And you're kind of like, nope, nope, nope. And you're thinking about like I'm kind of feeling like you're going around and around and around and thinking about all of the reasons why you don't want to be with this person, or you don't, you're like, nope, I feel like this is just kind of like ignoring your feelings sort of a deal. And it's really funny too, because I was talking to a friend recently where I'm like, imagine you as a being are like a spiritual company, right? The head and the heart are high level, high ranking employees, but the soul is the CEO. And like, neither one of these, well, I said it crassly, but I'm going to try to clean it up a little bit. The soul is in charge for a reason, and these two, like, high ranking employees are still at a lower level than the soul. Don't let the head or the heart try to plan a corporate coup and like overthrow you, right? Because our thoughts and emotions are really, really powerful tools, but they're just that, they're tools, as opposed to, what we know to be true at the soul. And that's a really, really hard line to walk. Like that's a hard boundary to negotiate. And I definitely understand that. But I do feel like with this being a 13, this reminds me of the death card in the tarot. I do feel like there's a change coming. We are also in Scorpio season right now as of today. So happy birthday to all my Scorpios out there. We are also dealing with Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. So this is spicy. She's spicy. But, I do feel like there's a big change. There's a big transformation that's coming. And since 13 simplifies down to a 4, I do feel like this is going to kind of stabilize. So if you've been at war with the head and the heart, I do feel like that's kind of coming into balance. And part of that process is I feel like you're getting a lot of spiritual guidance and downloads. You may be getting a lot of messages during dream time potentially, but I feel like you're seeing a lot of synchronicities. And I feel like if you're going back and forth and you're kind of like, do I listen to the head or my heart on this one? Like, are my feelings even real? Am I just telling myself that? I feel like Spirit's really saying, we are sending you a shitload of messages for a reason. Like, it's, it's kind of this energy of needing to trust what you feel. Because this is the energy to me of something that, like, either thoughts or feelings. In this case, I'm getting feelings that just won't go away. I feel like you've tried to ignore it. I feel like you've tried to justify it, explain it away. It's kind of like, oh, the feelings will fade. And it doesn't have to be about a person. I just said that because that's kind of the vibe I'm picking up. But this could be about anything. It's something that hasn't worked out or you're not sure about, you're hesitating on. And I feel like you're trying to justify to yourself why you think it wouldn't work. And like, no judgment here at all. Like, you have to do at the end of the day what's best for you. But I feel like Spirit is asking you to acknowledge those feelings because those feelings are divinely guided. So whether you act on them or not, they're going to be there and they're going to grow. It's going to be hard to stabilize your energy unless you acknowledge both the head and the heart in this. And in doing so, you create a more balanced and holistic picture of this point in your soul's journey, if that makes any sense. Whatever you're going through, this is part of your soul's journey. And that's why you can't seem to let it go. And like I said, this is a timeless reading, but currently we're in Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. So that may kind of indicate there's somebody coming back around right now that's sort of stirring up all these feelings. Sorry, my nose. And by ignoring them, you are pushing them down further. And it's going to be harder for you to deal with them and be able to release them. So especially at this time, and again, timeless. So, whenever you find this, especially at this time, I have wicked allergies. I'm so sorry. Especially at this time, if things are coming up for you, it's so you can deal with them. It's so you can come back into spiritual balance, because I do feel like, you're trying to wrap up a spiritual cycle, or you're trying to take a big step forward. And this is part of that process. So let's pull some tarot for you. Let's figure out what's going on. Also, are you guys okay? I know that I don't know you, but I do love you. So I had to burp. I'm really sorry. Woof. Okay. I see. Oh, I see. Sorry, I'll go over all of them in a second. Whoa. Okay. Well, you guys got an extra card. You guys got an extra 2 cards. Oh my God. You guys have some stuff going on. Oh, okay. So just so you know, at the bottom of the deck is, holy shit. Sorry. What is happening with you guys? Are you okay? Bottom of the deck is the Six of Wands. There is victory. There's success. There are cards on the floor. Let me get those. What is happening? Are you guys all right? Oh, my little background here. I'm going to be honest. This is a blanket. It's the most comfortable blanket. I feel like I'm a star baby every time I go to sleep. It's really nice. Okay. So let me just scoot these little bitties over here. Bam. Let's talk about it. Y'all got, okay, you guys got the star. Look at, oh, so beautiful. You got the Eight of Wands reversed. Yeah, I'm making sure I had it reversed. I love this deck. I know everybody says that, but I mean it the most. You got the Seven of Wands reversed, which is super interesting because this was at the bottom of the deck for the last reading. So that's just a little side note. You guys got the Empress reverse. Also really interesting because the Emperor was in the last reading. It's in group 1. So perhaps there is some kind of overlap. You have the Six of Swords. Look at them. Whew. And then you have the 10 of Cups. And my heart is going to pee its pants. It's very, very pretty. Okay. You guys, I gotta stop breathing so powerfully. All right, so let's talk about it. First of all, with the start, I'm done. This energy is like intense. With the Star upright and the Eight of Wands reversed. So this could involve an Aquarius, by the way. Something significant could be happening during Aquarius season. I'm also getting, we had the Aquarius full moon on August 3rd. So that may have been around that time, may have been an important time frame for whatever this situation is. But I feel like there is something that lives within you, right? Because I'm really drawn to the fact that there's like this little dense bit of light. And it reminds me again of that kind of like, that nucleus is the only word they're using. It's this very, very bright emotional energy. And I feel like it feels emotional, but it has a spiritual element. And it makes it that much harder to kind of ignore this. So this may have been something that you have had to wait for or put on hold, because I'm really drawn to the fact that she's holding on to the string. So I feel like even though this has felt very far away, or this felt possibly like impossible, I feel like part of you has held on to this idea and really, really wanting this thing. This may be something that is at a distance from you. So you may be wanting to travel. You may be wanting to travel to go see somebody. I know that's hard right now. But I really feel like this is something that, as much as you've wanted to ignore it, you can't let it go. And that there's a reason for that. And with the Eight of Wands reversed, the Eight of Wands upright is also about travel. So that's another kind of thing that makes me think that there might be some type of distance between you and the thing that you are wishing for, or the person you're wishing for. And this could be physical distance or emotional distance, or both. But the Eight of Wands is all about travel. It's about communication. It's about moving forward rapidly. I'll be honest, it's also very sexual energy. And this is very passionate energy. So I feel like even though things haven't been moving forward, if this is a person, you may not be talking to them right now. You may be at a distance, like I said. I feel like even though things haven't been moving forward, you can't let this go. That's the feeling. And I feel like that's why you're trying to think about, go in circles, thinking about all the reasons why this won't work, or, all the reasons why, essentially convincing yourself to release this thing. Because there's a lot of other spiritual energy that's wrapped up in this situation, but ultimately this is your wish. Your heart can't let go of what it truly wants, is the vibe. And I feel this. I feel like this is something that's been with you for a very, very long time. Something that convinces you to hold on. And especially, let me get this here. Hold on, even with the Seven of Wands in reverse. So the Seven of Wands upright is about, it can be about defensiveness, but it's also words, Vanessa. It's also about going after what you really, really want, right? What you desire. And I think it's really interesting too, in this particular version, look what she's got in the middle. It's this little dense bit of light. And it's at the solar plexus chakra. And with the Empress here, this may be holding on to like a divine masculine kind of energy. So if you identify as the divine masculine, this isn't related to your gender identity. We all have a mix of both divine feminine and divine masculine energies. Usually we have a little bit more of one than the other, and that's kind of what we're talking about when we reference it. So if you identify as the divine masculine, this may be you trying to protect your energy. But if you identify as the divine feminine, this may represent, especially again with, come here, you, this little bright light right here, this may represent somebody that as much as you're trying to let them go, you're holding on to it. Because the Seven of Wands reverse is, about dropping those defenses. It's about letting go. It's about trying to be in flow. And it can also be about, feeling like you're not going to get the thing that you want, right? Because if it's upright, this is you have the upper hand, no matter how difficult it may seem. So I feel like, especially with like the little bubble here too, I feel like whatever this situation is, it feels kind of hopeless. It feels like you're just not getting anywhere. Maybe this person's not, receptive, or this situation doesn't appear to be moving forward at all. And I really feel like you are, I'm really drawn to the fact she's got like dreadlocks, or there's like leaves growing out of it. And I love that so much. I feel like you are trying to let this go, but it's to like protect your own energy, right? To give yourself the space that you need, and to give yourself the love that you need. The Empress, when she's reversed, is like this call to nurture yourself. To take care of yourself, to invest in yourself. And I feel like whatever the situation is, you've tried to let it go in an attempt to do that, in an attempt to balance your energies. And I do feel like there's been energy balancing, but I feel like this is what makes it hard, because, after going through this energy balancing process, I feel like, whatever the situation is, you still hold it dear in your heart. For some of you, I do have to say, I feel like this is about a kind of like soul tribe sort of a vibe. And the reason why I say that is because this little emblem that was on the deck you chose has a lot of stars around her. And I always think of this as like a light family or a collective. And there's a lot of stars here. There's also a lot of like little dots that can kind of look like stars in all of these cards right there. So this may have to do with finding a group of people, a community that you feel like you fit with. But whatever this is a wish that you can't let go of. And I feel like you've tried to in an attempt to give yourself some closure and give yourself some peace of mind. I do get a strong feeling that whatever this is coming back around like soon. Because this energy has to be dealt with. And the reason why I say that is because your last two cards are the Six of Swords and the Ten of Cups. Right? So the Six of Swords is, I almost said cords. So maybe you have cords with people that you're thinking about cutting, or you need to cut. I just want to throw that out there. But the Six of Swords is about cutting your losses and moving on, right? And I'm really drawn to her red shawl, because to me this says that this is something that she's moving away from something that she felt a lot of passion toward. And because like the majority of her outfit's not red, but she's carrying a little part of it with her. But this also talks about this is destined, right? She's moving forward on her destined path. And really interestingly, at the bow of the boat, there's a star. So this can talk about being divinely guided, again, destined to move toward finding peace. But again, since we had so many star themes here too, I feel like, I got to be honest, the vibe I'm getting here is that even if you try to move on, you are subconsciously still holding on to this. You are subconsciously still directing your actions based on, oh, it's not the bow of the boat. Interesting. Sorry. It's a little rock or a little mountain in the background. So that's really interesting. I'm sorry. I'm like blind as a bat. It took me a second. Okay. So I think that's really, really fascinating that that's in the foreground, and that the boat is still kind of like not really sure of which direction it's heading, because the waters are very choppy here, talking about a lot of like mixed emotions. So I feel like you are in this decision point right now where you are deciding whether or not to try to move on. And I say this also too because we have the 10 of Cups. And the 10 of Cups, stop that. The 10 of Cups is all about wish fulfillment. And I think it's really interesting that the 8 and the 7 of Wands have a lot of multicolored wands, and we have the rainbow cups right here. The 10 of Cups is ultimate fulfillment, ultimate happiness. This usually talks about, where the 9 of Cups is like ultimate personal fulfillment, and very similar to the energy of the star. I feel like the 10 of Cups is that wish fulfillment that usually involves other people. So again, this could be family, this could be a partnership. If you've been wanting to start a family with the Empress here, because the Empress is pregnant. If you've been wanting to start a family, but you've been having trouble or you've been unsure, I do feel like there's some type of resolution that's coming in for you. What I'm seeing here with this combination is this attempt to decide whether or not to move on or to really, really throw yourself into whatever this situation is. And I feel like this is why you're being asked to really address your feelings, because I feel like that will help direct you the right way to move forward. I do feel like with the 10 of Cups here and the star, you're getting a wish no matter what. I feel like it's going to hit you out of nowhere. It's going to be like, what the hell? Like almost like you think it's a joke kind of a thing. But I do see, I'm going to pull one more tarot card for you guys, because I'm really curious to see what's going on. I'm nosy. And I do think it's nice that there is victory no matter what. Just because I can see that you've been, the Empress, like said, she's pregnant, so this can represent literal pregnancy, but this can talk about wanting to manifest something, wanting to create something, because a baby takes 9 months, it takes its time. I feel like this is something that you've been holding on to, like I said, for a while. This is something that you've held within you energetically, spiritually, emotionally, and tried to grow and care for. So I'm curious to see, what's going on. I'm nosy. We're gonna do this. Boom. I'm gonna pull 2, because I think that's better in this situation. Okay. Nice. Okay, yeah, with the Strength card in reverse at the bottom, I see you've had to be really patient. You've had to be really emotionally patient, which is like the hardest kind of patient. So you got 9 of Pentacles reversed. Oh, and the 4 of Cups reversed. So I love when in this deck, when the 4 of Cups and the 10 of Cups come up. Yeah, so what I'm feeling here, first of all, if this is a relationship or this is somebody you've been waiting for, you've been waiting to be in a relationship with, I do see the likelihood that you're, with the 9 of Pentacles is like the single, independent, luxurious lady card. So when it is reversed, it can talk about, needing to really invest in that self-worth, especially too, where the Empress is this is like the mini Empress, right? And they're both reversed. So this can talk about needing to really invest in what's good for you, what's going to make you feel the best, what's going to really like feed your soul. But it can also talk about not being single anymore. So if you've been hoping for a relationship, I do see a very, very special partnership coming in. There's a lot of long-term potential here. And with the 4 of Cups reversed, I'm really saying that whatever this situation may be for you, I feel like either you or the other person or people involved had all but given up hope, right? Because look at her. She's like, oh, shit. Had all but given up hope. And this may be that you were offering your cup to somebody and they couldn't see the potential, right? Because again, there's the rainbow here and the rainbow in the 10 of Cups. But when the 4 of Cups is reversed, this is, there are 2 cards, the 4 of Swords and the 4 of Cups, that are just about like kind of malaise or non-action or just like taking a break for whatever reasons. And when I reversed, I always call them the get your ass in gear cards. Like, I feel like if this involves another person, this person did not see the value in what you were offering. And again, with the Empress reversed and the 9 of Pentacles reversed, if this person made you feel badly about yourself, I think you need to acknowledge those feelings. Or if the situation made you feel badly about yourself, it's important to acknowledge those feelings. No matter what, it's important to do that. But I'm not saying necessarily take a person back if somebody comes to you with an offer. But really what I'm seeing is there's something that the biggest message here is there's something that you thought was just like never going to happen. I feel like you've been trying to let it go, whether this is, you know, a new opportunity coming into your reality, or this is an old opportunity coming back around. I feel like you had kind of resigned yourself to like, I'm never going to get my wish. I'm never going to get, you know, my star, my 10 of cups. I'm just never going to get it. And that this made you feel like, this made you feel like really kind of crappy is the vibe here. This also may be with this Pentacles. This may be potentially a job opportunity. I'm not seeing that as much because we only have one Pentacles card. I feel like this has been a really big soul cycle for you, especially with that Crown Chakra card. I feel like this has been, yeah, this has been a really big lesson for you. And I think that it's important for you, because this is going to come back around, it's really important for you to acknowledge all of your feelings so you can decide clearly what you want. Because I think you're going to get your wish either way. And it's just kind of figuring out what that looks like for you, how that's the most in alignment for you. So this is a very long-winded, circuitous way of saying, you know, what is the doorway that Spirit's opening for you? The doorway that Spirit's opening for you is that you're finally going to get that thing that you really wanted, you know. And there is an emphasis here on relationships and family, but it doesn't have to just be that. This is just something that has been very, very close to your heart that you've been wishing for a long, long time. So that's really beautiful and really exciting. And I'm really happy for you guys. I think that's about everything I have for group 2. I hope this has been helpful. If you need help with your personal situation, my Etsy shop link is in the bio below. And I have a bunch of different readings there. If you don't see anything that, sorry, I'm moving the background. If you don't see anything that meets your specific spiritual or financial needs, please DM me, because I'm totally happy to make a custom reading. So with that, I think I'm going to move on to group 3, lest this reading be 10 lifetimes long. Although I could read cards for y'all for 10 lifetimes happily. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. It's an honor to read your cards, as always. My group 2. Okay. Come here, you tiny little armadillo. Oh, it's making me laugh. Just start saying that now. Okay. Stacking them up. Okie dokie. Okay. So, group 3, hi. You picked the lovely Wisdom of the Oracle. I love this deck, actually. I really, really love this deck. If you're anything like me and you like to read intuitively based on imagery, this deck is quite opulent. It's beautiful. There's a lot of food for thought in here. So yeah, I am super duper excited to get into it with you guys today and talk about what doorway. Did you hear that? That was my body cracking. It's like a box of Rice Krispies. It's really bad. But you know, talk about what doorway Spirit is opening for you coming up in the near future. So y'all chose group 3 with the butterfly. This is very much transformative energy. This is a timeless reading by the time I'm filming. We just entered Scorpio season, so happy birthday to all my Scorpios out there. And we also have Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, so she's spicy. Yeah, she's spicy. But this is very much 8th house energy. You know, butterflies are all about transformation, as is the Scorpio energy, that 8th house energy. I don't know why I'm getting that. For this group in particular, it might be beneficial to check what your 8th house placements are to see if you have what your Pluto placements are too. And this might kind of give you a clue as to what area of your life this may be sort of playing out, because I'm hearing goes off with a bang kind of a feeling. So I don't want to say you have something like dramatic coming, but I do feel like something important is happening. And I feel like you'll know it when you see it. It's not going to be one of those things where it's like pretty, you know, it plays out in a very mundane way, but it has a lot of energetic significance. This feels like this is going to be like, oh, that's what she's talking about. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. I'm trying to see if I get anything else. If you've been... Sorry, I'm always really drawn to the fact, I don't know if you can see. He's got 2 eyes, and then there's this one carved line that looks like a really goofy smile. It just kills me. I love it so much. This little dude's also missing a name, so I'm very, very open to suggestions. But I feel like if you've been going through a major period of transition, I feel like you're about to come out on the other side of that. That may be what this, like, goes out with a bang kind of a thing, or, like there's that may be what this energetic push is. So let's see how that's going to play out for you. What doorway is Spirit opening for you? This one for sure. All my decks are linked in the description box down below because I love them and I want y'all to love them with me. I want to look at this one for you guys. Ooh, exchanging gifts. So Spirit's trying to bring you a gift, and this is 27, which reduces to a 9. I feel like, again, wrapping something up. Yeah, and Chopwood's at the bottom, which means you've been working really, really hard. You've been putting in the effort, and it shows. And like, Spirit's notice, Spirit's taking, not taking advantage, taking note. There we go. Of all of the hard work you've been doing, and you're about to fly. You're about to come out the cocoon. This is going to be nice. Okay, here it is. Unfinished Symphony is 1. This is a 10. So this is all about completions. Something is about to come to culmination. There's that face that's hidden in the little egg here. Something's about to hatch. I do feel like if there's something new that's being created, it's not coming out quite yet. I mostly feel this is you guys wrapping up a cycle. Again, timeless reading happening during Mercury retrograde, famous for bringing back people from the past and situations from the past. And with the musical element here, I feel like this is so you can express something. I feel like this is so you can express some kind of truth as well with the blue here. Get the opportunity to say what you couldn't say before, to be able to close out a cycle. I do feel like this is a karmic cycle, whatever this is for you. So if this is a project, by the way, that you've been just hitting walls on and just kind of struggling to create, I feel like you're finishing up whatever energetic blockages were keeping you from creating that. And I feel like this feeling of like it's going to hit you all at once. Like, I know what I need to do, that eureka moment. It's like me when I forget things on my shopping list and I remember it halfway through the store. So I'm just like, I'll like forget things on my shopping list. And then I'm just tooling around looking at like coconut water and I'll start yelling bananas because I remembered it finally. But it's that feeling of like, I remember, okay, I got this. Or like, it's here. I've got this. Oh yeah, okay, so Treasure Island. Really interesting, by the way. We have a 9 and a 10. So this is absolutely wrapping up a cycle. And this is bringing you somewhere that you really have been wanting to go, because we have all the hearts and all the stars right here. With the turtle, I see this has been a hot minute for you guys. I'm looking at what else is in the water. Okay, it's kind of still the same stuff. This has been a hot minute for you guys. So this may also be something financial attached. I do have to say that because I'm seeing that. But, and with the 2 birds here too, I feel like there's going to be some type of freedom attached. This could involve another person just because we have the 2 different birds, but this could also involve 2 major areas of your life. But there is this culmination, this completion that's going to allow you to start this new cycle. And I feel like it's going to be very creative for you. It's going to be very new as well. It feels like very new energy. So let's see what we get for your tarot. I'm going to actually cut the deck right here and then go to reshuffle. Getting creative, getting jiggy with it, as they say. I don't think they say that anymore, but I'm going to say it because I like it. That's what we do here. My sweet little garbanzo beans. All right. Yeah, 5 of Wands in reverse. That's so funny, too, because I brought up something in the first group. I was almost about to be like, they're showing me the 5 of Wands. So 5 of Wands just circulating. So I do feel like you are being given the opportunity to release chaos, I'm hearing control. That's not usually what I would say for this card, but I'm going to throw it out there because they're giving it to me. To just like really, oh God, it feels like a weight off. Like it's going to allow you to move forward. Finally is kind of the vibe. If you've been dealing with difficult people, petty people, the 5 of Wands to me is all about petty, passive, aggressive energy. If you've been dealing with people who are just, especially creatively as well, who are just like shooting down your ideas, not carrying their own weight, are very controlling, very much like, this could be, there's a lot of, the 5 of Wands in a creative project for me is also people who debate semantics a lot, people who kind of like pick apart small details to the point where they kind of get so lost in these little things they miss the overall picture. That may be why the symphony is unfinished. I do feel like if that's the case, you will be striking out more on your own and just creating something like really dope. So let's see what you get. Okie dokie. Interesting. This came up in the last group. 7 of Wands reversed and the 10 of Cups. I like to see that. Yeah. All right. 2 of Wands reversed. Here we go. And the Ace of Pentacles. Yes. Okay. So there we go. So I'm like, which way is the correct way? I'm doing them reverse. It's really interesting. I talked to some other readers. This is a while back, and they were like, "Do you have the cards facing you or facing the client?" And some people were like, "I have them facing me because I'm the one reading them." And other people were like, "Oh, I have them facing the client, so I can really explain it to it." And one reader, she's so cute. She just goes, "Well, I need them to face me so I can read them, but I also want the client to be able to read them with me. So usually I just ask if I can sit next to them." I love that so much. I saw this image and she was like adorable. I saw this image of somebody like sliding into the seat right next to their client, be like, "Hi, I have so much to tell you." It's really cute. Anyway, so okay, here's what I'm seeing. This absolutely feels creative to me. Because we have 2 Wands cards. Wands can be about that creative energy. And this is very much like that soul expression energy. I also feel like this is something where with the 10 of Cups, you have a lot of emotional investment in this thing. And with the Ace of Pentacles, there is the potential for monetary gain. Or, the Pentacle suit's all about, it's going to be about your career, but this can also be about, anything in the material world, right? And when it's the Ace, it's this brand new opportunity that's being given to you from Spirit, which is really, really exciting and beautiful. But when it is, hang on, I'm like backing up, like, where do I start with this? Sometimes my thoughts get a little bit tangled. I apologize. With the Ace, it is still the Ace. It's not the 10 yet, but this is the potential, right? This is that something is being offered to you that has the potential for a lot of long-term stability. So I see with this situation, I really feel like this involves something creative. And as I said in a previous group, creative doesn't have to be like stereotypical creativity, like painting, music, writing. Creativity is just literally anything that you create, anything you put your energy into, that you craft, that you make, that you plan. So keeping that in mind, I also do want to say we have, sorry, my chair is creaking. We have a picture right here. So this could involve something like some type of illustration or artistic endeavor. And we also have the little bass clef right here. So this could involve music as well. Does not have to, but take that as you will. And also too, we have the musical element on the unfinished symphony. So what I'm seeing here is that by letting go of whatever this situation is, by wrapping this situation up, I feel like you are protecting your energy really hardcore. And sometimes you protect your energy by setting, really good boundaries, by going after what you want, by having more of this kind of like more outwardly focused, action-oriented masculine energy. And sometimes we protect our energy by disengaging. And I feel like that's what, especially with the 5 of Wands in reverse at the bottom, I feel like that's what you're being asked to do at this time, or maybe you've already done that. So I feel like whatever this situation is where you've been just like pushing and pushing and trying to kind of move forward, I feel like you are in a position where you're finally going to just be like, you know what? I'm done. F this. And I say that because we have the 2 of Wands, right? So all 2s are about balance, harmony, duality. They can also be internal harmony and like finding, internal, finding like harmony between your internal and external reality. There we go. But the thing about the 2 of Wands I think is really, really interesting is that in the traditional tarot, it's a man with, he's standing at like the wall of like, I think it's a castle. It's something very castle-y. It's a structure that's very, very castle-y. And there's one wand that's bolted to the wall to his right. And in his left hand, he's holding the other wand. And in his right hand, he's holding the world. So that kind of indicates, like that world card energy that he has finished a really big cycle and that he's beginning a new one. And that also indicates that he is, he has the whole world in front of him. And he's kind of planning where to go. And especially because the Two of Wands usually follows the Ace of Wands, and we have an Ace. I realize Ace of Pentacles. This could be something where you have gotten an offer and you're thinking about it, or you're really trying to plan. I feel like especially with that Pentacles energy, you're trying to plan for your future. You're trying to plan something solid. And this situation with other people, I feel like is taking away from that. Maybe other people aren't taking it as seriously, or again, they're getting very lost and bogged down in details, and as a result, you're not getting anything done. I'm also hearing there could be a lot of red tape bureaucracy stuff going on with whatever this may be. For some of you, I'm really hearing right now, you're looking to switch careers. I feel like whatever's going on in your current job is like so draining to you. It's like you can't do it anymore. And you really have been contemplating with, sorry, get off my desk. You've really been contemplating with this Two of Wands where you want to go. And I feel like, especially with the image of the van right here, it's saying where do I want to go? What do I want to do? Do I want to do this anymore? So some of you are still in this deliberation energy, and some of you are deciding and kind of needing some confirmation or guidance or support. But the thing about the Two of Wands, it is a decision, and it is that fiery wands energy. It's that soul path energy. And the thing I always find really interesting about the traditional card, I'm just going to put it here because I'm going to reference it again in a sec. The thing I find really interesting about the traditional card is that the man's not looking at either of the wands. He's looking outward and thinking about what he wants, but he has one wand in his hand. And to me, I always see this as like a moment stopped in time, right? And if we ever hit play, if anything ever happened, right? Like somebody approached him or something, attacked the castle wall where he stood. If anything happened and it required that he act quickly in the moment, he took action. If he were forced to make a choice right in that moment, I am always kind of compelled to think that he would take the wand that's in his hand, right? That he would act with the wand that's in his hand and not the one bolted to the wall. And the one bolted to the wall kind of represents the more stable, established, or explored path, right? This is something where maybe you have more information, maybe you have, again, more stability with it. Maybe you've been investing longer in that. But it's not the one that's in his hand. So when push comes to shove, I always take this as you already intuitively know what you want. This looks a lot more punchy than I meant. I'm really sorry. I'm like imagining holding a wand. I'm so sorry. Intuitively, you already know what to do. That's about as simple as it is. Intuitively, you already know where you want to go. You already know what you want to accomplish. I feel like with the world energy here too, you have a lot of options. And if this situation has involved other people that are just bringing you down, I feel like intuitively you know that these other people are kind of choking off your potential. I know it sounds really harsh, but I'm really just drawn to the bubble here. I feel like you're really trying to protect your energy. To the point where you're not even engaging in defensive stuff. You're not even like engaging with people who are, Seven of Wands can also be about competition, and as is the Five of Wands. So this feels like, again, very petty, competitive energy. And I feel like you just want to wash your hands. You just want to be done with it. Because I feel like more and more you're thinking about where you want to go. You're thinking about, how can I follow my dreams? How can I be happy? And how can I find stability in that process? How do I bring my dreams into reality? How do I, manifest this goal, this ultimate wish for myself? How do I bring it into reality? And that may be that creative energy as well, because creative energy is what goes into manifestation. I just answered a question for myself. Sorry. There's a question I've been contemplating for a while about manifestation, and I'll get into it in another video, but I just answered a question for myself. So sorry. I didn't answer a question. Guides answered it for me, but regardless. Because I feel like this is you. You're really, really focused on creating something of value for yourself, whether this is emotionally or materially. And so I feel like this is causing, what is this doorway that's Spirit's opening up for you? You're getting the opportunity to end this cycle. You're getting the opportunity to finally say what you need to say, to make what you want to make. And again, we have 2 10s. You can see I'm pointing to the 10 of cups. We have 2 10s. Excuse me. And we have like this 9 energy. Again, this is very much the energy of wrapping it up. This is coming to completion, and we have an ace. So we have the end and we have the beginning. I want to pull another card for you guys. I don't know why I do, but I do. So especially with this butterfly energy, I really see that you're about to take flight, you are transforming. You've been really looking at, I feel like Pluto being retrograde this year, because it was retrograde from February until October 4th. And usually when Pluto is retrograde, this is a good time, again, timeless reading. So, but whatever, we're here right now. When Pluto's retrograde, it's a really good time to take stock of your life. And that's definitely this, come here, you, Two of Wands reverse energy. Because Pluto's all about transformation, all about change. And it's been retrograde in Capricorn. So this has been a really powerful time for a lot of people to look at, their what legacy they want to leave, what they want to, look back on their life and say, if nothing else, I'm happy I did this. I'm glad I accomplished this. And Pluto retrograde is a really good time to kind of look at, okay, what do I really want? What's the symphony I want to make? And so that way, when Pluto does go direct, there are opportunities to make those changes. And I feel like with the Ace of Pentacles, you're getting those opportunities. You're about to get that opportunity. And I feel like too with the Treasure Island, it's both. I'm really drawn to the fact there are stars, there are hearts, and then in the water, it looks like there are coins. That's what I'm seeing. So and there are coins on the turtle. So with the turtle, this has taken a long time. This is very Knight of Pentacles energy. But I do feel like, following this dream and believing in yourself and really excising from your life. I'm loving that word today, by the way, excising from your life, anything that doesn't serve those dreams is going to bring you that financial opportunity, that financial increase and stability that you're looking for, as well as that emotional fulfillment. Because you are going through a transformation. You are coming out the other side. You are this beautiful nameless butterfly. I gotta name it. Y'all can help me name it. And I feel like as a result, you are attracting different things into your life. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. You are attracting different things into your life. And this is going to be something that just really speaks to you on a heart and soul level, and you've earned it. So I'm going to pull you guys, I feel like one more card. But this is really nice. It's a million more cards. Okay. Yeah. All right. So the Hanged Man right here. So this is Pisces energy. You may be dealing with a Pisces. You may be a Pisces. I'm hearing for some people, you may have Pisces in your 10th house. So, but this is just you kind of, I feel like this is the stage you're in, right? This is always reminding me of, this is like the energy a lot of people have been in this year, because this is taking a break, usually being forced at a divine level to take a break in order to really think about your situation and gain a new perspective. I don't know if you can see it. She's got a bunch of their runes in the water here, which I think is really cool. But yeah, this is just being forced to really, really take a break and think about the situation from a new perspective. And with it being that energy of 12, I'm so sorry, which reduces down to a 3. I feel like this is to expand your perception, right? So maybe this is the energy you've been in. Again, this is that very much like a cocoon kind of energy, but I feel like this is what you're going to be coming out of. So you're getting these new ideas, you're getting these new inspirations, you're getting these downloads, and you are, I'm so sorry, you guys, allergies are kicking my tuchus. But you're really getting a new perspective. And this is not going to be for everybody, but I'm hearing this message of, how do I know if this is real? I feel like you're getting a new perspective, and maybe you're afraid this is not, that you're not really like these new ideas aren't going to stick, or, especially if you have a hard time committing to something, or they won't go anywhere, or maybe, this is just like a pipe dream kind of a thing. And Spirit really wants you to know it's not. There's something stable. There's something solid coming in. So for some of you, this may be an offer that you've already gotten, especially too, because I did notice we have the 4 of Cups at the bottom. Some of you, this may be an offer you've already gotten. You're like, I don't know. That doesn't sound great. And if that's the case, Spirit's really not offering to you. Well, yeah, offering to you, but encouraging you. There we go. To take another look at it, to take a new perspective, think about it differently. And I think by doing that, by really looking at, I feel like if you're looking to figure out which way to go, I'm so sorry. I'll figure out a better system for the next one. We'll learn together. We'll grow together. But if you're looking to kind of assess which way to go, I'm hearing like if you're trying to figure out which way is your North Star, always go for what's going to make you happy, right? When we're in this kind of high vibrational energy, we're able to manifest better. We're able to follow our spiritual path, to hear our spiritual guidance easier. And so if you're assessing an opportunity, always go for what is going to be fulfilling to you. What is your dream? What is your goal? Dream big, because you have, with the Two of Wands energy, you have the whole world in front of you. So what do you want? Especially if this is something that you've been working on for a while, or you've been afraid to take the leap on, or you've been having trouble getting ideas about, really ask yourself, what do I want? Because there's success here. And I know it's taken a long time and it might take longer, but there's a lot of success here. The ace, eventually, if you take care of it, you water it, you care for it, it grows into the 10 of Pentacles. It grows into that legacy, that status, So I think the question here is, I'm also really drawn to her really like interesting outfit. There's a lot of different fabrics, a lot of different designs. I feel like you've been through a lot and you've been to a lot of places on this issue. So it's kind of saying, take the summation of your experience. I also think it's super fascinating here for my little music nerds. Look at all the musical notes. There's like the treble clef too. One of the only common musical symbols that's missing, there's a lot, but one of the big ones, there's a treble clef. There's no bass clef, right? But here's our bass clef right up here. So I feel like this is the last piece. This is the last thing that you need. And just really like ask yourself what you want, right? And don't be afraid to go for it. Now's the time, and with this cute little butterfly, you're ready. You're ready to do this. And I don't know, I'm just hearing, get ready to greet your new life. I'm really excited for you guys. That's beautiful. Oh, anyway, I think that's about all I have for group 3 right now. If you need help with your particular situation, I am totally forgetting my words. My Etsy shop link is in the description box down below. I do offer a variety of readings, but if you don't see anything that meets your specific financial or spiritual needs, please DM me because I'll make a custom reading for you. Anyway, that's all I have. Thank you guys so much for being here today. I love y'all. And it's been a delight, a pleasure, an honor to read your cards. Feel free to comment down below. Let me know if any of it resonated. If you have suggestions for further readings, or I'm like looking into doing, those are my hands making that sound, a series of educational videos, because I think it's really important to establish a spiritual community that's based around the exchange of ideas, knowledge, and learning together. I'm not going to pretend that I know everything. I mean, I do, but I won't pretend that. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I want this to be a community that we make together, that we build together. It's a home we can all spiritually live in. So if you have ideas, things you'd like to see, suggestions for how to hold up these stupid cards. Just kidding. I love these cards. They're beautiful. But suggestions for how to do that, you shout them on out. And yeah, I'm thankful and grateful for all of you. Have a wonderful, lovely, fantastic Wednesday, okay? Bye. Or whatever day you watch this. Yeah. See ya.